Hello, it's Pastel, and today I'm gonna fuse some Pokemon together and design some characters based on the results. So, fusion. A cheap tactic to make weak characters, stronger. Whether it's someone's DeviantArt fan kid or a shiny new superpowered form, the concept of fusion will always find itself being used to play around with new designs or character interactions. But how does all this fusion talk lead us into Pokemon? Well, I got a suggestion that I should make some Pokemon designs of my favorite Pokemon instead of just drawing from a specific region like I did last time. My interest was piqued, but I've already drawn my very difficult to guess favorite Pokemon, Sylveon, as a human. I wanted to do something fresher, put a little twist on your typical Pokemon Gijinka. So I thought, what kind of design prompt could I do that's different from what I've already done? And what descended down from the inspiration heavens was Pokemon Infinite Fusion. It's a fan game based on the Pokemon Fusion generator. What's available in the fan game and the generator differ a bit, but you can fuse just about any two Pokemon together to make an entirely new guy. There's a bunch of unique sprites made by a pretty wide array of artists, and I found out about it when clips of a certain fusion started making the rounds on my timeline a while back. But the others? I took one look at them and fell in love immediately. They were so cool and cute and I had to draw them, and then I didn't. Oops. But now I have a great reason to fix that mistake and use the fusion generator to make some cute little abominations into character designs. So let's see what we get. Bewear. So the result of the fusion was doing absolutely nothing for me at first, aside from the white hair, I guess. But I had a vision, or at least I thought I did. I wanted to capture the elegance of Gardevoir and the cute softness of Bewear, and I was having a time. Gardevoir's flowing skirt that stops at her waist and Bewear's dark coloring stopping at its neck gave me the idea of making their outfit be a long dress underneath a sweater that has bare-pawed sleeves. So while I was working with the silhouette, implementing Gardevoir's skirt shape was giving me a bit of trouble. Even when I liked the skirt shape itself, it just didn't look right with the sweater I knew was going to be there. So after some trial and error, I finally got to a silhouette that felt like a good combination, and I could move on to the details in the line art. The concept I decided on was heavily inspired by sewing, stuffed teddy bears, and patches. I added decorative bears sewn onto her sweater and dress with stuffing that's coming out on the sides. They're a little damaged to match Bewear's deceptive cuteness. For the colors, I ended up pulling more from the original fusion than I had planned. I kept the pink of the main body and moved the white from the inside of the skirt to the bear paw shaped patches on the hem of the dress. Her hair is poofy and white to look like the stuffing. It simultaneously covers her eye like Gardevoir while also having the shape of Bewear's ears on the top. It had been so long since I'd rendered fluff, I forgot how to, so I had to fix it several times before I got to something suitable. Gardevoir's chest protrusion was colored pink in the fusion, so I decided to interpret that as a knit scarf instead. It flows behind her looking like Bewear's red panda tail, winding out into another bear paw. Now, with her facial expression, I wanted to emulate both Gardevoir and Bewear's faces, which often lack super strong emotions, in the game anyway. Gardevoir has very wide open eyes, while Bewear's face is somehow simultaneously cute and ominous. Bewear ended up looking like someone who will make uninterrupted eye contact with you. I think Bewear was a good start. They look really huggable, but also unapproachable at the same time. Next is Lilligant Hatterene. Now, Lilligant and Hatterene were already kinda bipedal and lady looking anyway, so it didn't surprise me when their fusion already had so many details easily translated to Gijinka form. And I decided it made more sense to decide on a character concept before trying to work on a silhouette, after all the trouble with Bewear. My immediate and very original thought for the concept was a beautiful forest witch of some sort, inspired by the fairy godmother from Cinderella. In terms of silhouette, Lilligant Hatterene ended up being one of my favorites because of the shape of the hips on Hatterene's lower half mixed with the sheer volume of Lilligant's flower bulb shaped dress. Other than the fusion itself, I was inspired by those cage underskirts worn in the 19th century that makes her look very shapely. I love skirts and dresses that are so long you can't see the shoes. Translating certain elements from the fusion to the character had me feeling very good about this design, like making Lilligant's crown on top of the flowers look more like a flower pistil, taking the hand from Hatterene's hat and making it Lilligant's wand, and not to toot my own horn, but I'm personally very excited about taking Hatterene's curled-in hair, adding Lilligant's length, and making it a Venus flytrap, very much leaning into the Plant Witch character. Not to mention the gradient from Hatterene's coloring translated into Lilligant's color palette. Now, I'm personally pretty neutral on green and orange by themselves. God, did I love coloring Lily Hatterene. From her bright orange eyes and flower petals on her hat to the deep green on her gloves and dress, it was easily my favorite part of the process. I didn't realize Lilligant had such a great color palette. And there she is, a very mature lady. This was actually the easiest one of the bunch, probably because of my preference for witches. And finally, Cospuff. I'll be real, this one easily took me the longest to do and required the most of my energy. So I was really conflicted on the concept at first. Cosmog is from another world, and Jigglypuff are commonly found near meteor impact sites, so it's theorized to not be from Earth, so space was a given. My issue was the question of whether I should make them a space idol, since Jigglypuff from the anime always had a mic on hand, or if I should make them a space cheerleader, since the fusion moved Cosmog's little gas balls to the arms, making it look like pom-poms. It's not like idols have never been in cheerleader costumes before, but with the added setting of space with the 2B futuristic space outfits, I thought I might be going just a bit overboard. I almost replaced her with a different fusion entirely when I remembered that, you know what, I'm an artist and I can draw whatever I want. I reframed her concept as space being the setting and a cheer-themed idol being the profession. Now, since I was mixing space girl and cheerleader, I went with one of those wide and flat skirts like from the Jetsons, and a cropped cheer top with the old futuristic 2B additions to it. Think space bring it on. And of course, her pom-poms, but only one since she has to hold her mic. Her helmet and her hair are based on Jigglypuff's body and ears. Honestly, the silhouette wasn't even hard. I knew I wanted twin tails pouring out of the helmet, but most of the other details were easily chosen after I'd settled on the concept. Now, what really gave me a run for my money was the colors. Skin and hair were easy for the most part, but I don't usually work with dark colors. I have a bad habit of wanting to implement pink and other pastel bright colors into everything I design, which makes stuff like this fun for me, since it forces me to step out of my comfort zone sometimes. I knew I wanted the main color to be the dark blue of the fusion's body, while all the other colors from Cosmog would serve as accents. I figured, oh, why don't I make a hologram with the colors? It wasn't working out. I've drawn holographic looking clothes before, but using only Cosmog's colors was making it look weird and like somehow muddy, and I eventually gave up on it. The time I was taking on this video was extended well past planned as it was. At least I liked where the dark blue parts were going. I've never drawn latex before, so this is a new learning experience for me. Now, since I gave up on the holographic material, I needed to fill in those spaces. I tested some stuff to see what would stick, and after taking multiple breaks, I decided, you know what, there's just too much going on here. These shoulder pads and the 2B end of the skirt have got to go, and I delegated yellow to the bottom of the color ratio. The lighter blue, the pink, and the purple went to the empty spaces, and I made them a similar shiny material. The planet and the mic would have a mix of these three colors, and the yellow was for the rings exclusively, similar to how Cosmog's body is. I switched the gradient parts of the hair to the same light blue as the pom-poms and added the stars. After touching up the helmet, she was finally finished. And here they are, the friend group who look like they're all going to different functions. I had a lot of fun with this. If you got this far into the video, I hope you enjoyed it enough to like and subscribe, and put which design was your favorite in the comments. If you guys want, I can do this again sometime. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.